Hey guys, welcome back to the Truth Pages. This is going to be a very important video. It is the first video of my new mini-series here on this channel called End Times and Bible Prophecy. And today I will be talking about two very biblically significant events that have just taken place. First, I will be talking about the birth of the red calf heifer in Israel. And I will also be talking about the stone altar dedication ritual that was done, that is basically making way for the rebuilding of the third Jewish temple. And as many Bible scholars know, the third Jewish temple is going to be desecrated by the Antichrist, the coming false Messiah. He will step into the temple, he will declare himself to be God, and he will demand to be worshipped as God. And this is also known as the abomination of desolation. So this is going to be a very important video. You want to watch this from beginning to end. There's a lot of very, very important information I want to share with you guys, because I do believe we are living in the end times, and these two events prove it. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at these events, and we are going to go over them and point out some things that I think everyone needs to see. So let's go ahead and let's dig right into it, and let's get started. So let's talk a little bit about why this red heifer cow is so significant. So according to the Old Testament, the red heifer cow was to be sacrificed as part of a purification ritual based on the Mosaic law. The slaying of a red heifer cow was a ceremonial ritual based on the Old Testament sacrificial system. So there were two temples that were built. The first temple was the Temple of Solomon. And that temple was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar II in 586 BC. And then there was a second temple that was known as Herod's temple that was built, but this temple was also destroyed, and it was destroyed by the Romans in 70 AD. And if you go to Israel right now, the second temple that was destroyed is still, the ruins of the temple are still there. So, in order for these temples that were built, the first and the second, in order for them to function properly as a temple, there had to be a red heifer sacrifice. And that's why the red heifer being born in Israel is prophetic, because they are going to build the third Jewish temple. And once the third Jewish temple is built, that red heifer cow will be sacrificed, just like back in the days of the Old Testament and the Mosaic law. So it is very, very significant that this calf was born on August 28th of this year. This confirms to us that there will be a third Jewish temple. And of course we know the third Jewish temple will be desecrated by the Antichrist and the false Messiah. And that is really the significance of the red heifer cow, and how it's prophetic of the end times that we are living in. Now, the Word of God does talk about the Old Testament Mosaic law rituals of the sacrifice of the red heifer cow. So let's take a look at what the Word of God says about it. Numbers, chapters 19, verses 1 through 10. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the law, which the Lord hath commanded, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they may bring thee a red heifer without a spot, wherein is no blemish, and upon which never came yoke. And ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest, that he may bring her forth without the camp, and one shall slay her before his face. And Eleazar the priest shall take of her blood with his finger, and sprinkle of her blood directly before the tabernacle of the congregation 7 times. And one shall burn the heifer in his sight, her skin and her flesh and her blood, with her dung shall be burned. And the priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet, and cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer forever. Then the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until the even. And he that burneth her shall wash his clothes in water, and bathe his flesh in water, and shall be unclean until the even. And a man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer, and lay them up without the camp in a clean place. And it shall be kept for the congregation of the children of Israel for a water separation. It is a purification for sin. And he that gathereth the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until the even. And it shall be unto the children of Israel, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among them, for a statute forever.
היום האחרון של חנוכה נקרא זאת חנוכה. אנו 2000 שנה. רבי צבי אלימלך מדינוב, בעל הבני יששכר, אומר בשם הרמה מפנו, להקריב את כל תנועות המקדש והר הבית. אנחנו קוראים לכל עם ישראל שהוא בחברון. כעת לקראת הקרבת קורבן התמיד, כל אחד מעלה את העבר שזכה בו לכבש ומניח אותו מחצי כבש ולמטה במערבו. כעת אתם יכולים לראות את הכבש שנשחט, שמים עליו מלח. זה שדישן את המזבח הפנימי, תמיד הייתה ברכת.
שום שמחה, שום שאלה. אחרי האירוע הזה הוא יימסר למנקר, ירא שמיים, וכל מי שרוצה שיהיה לו חלק בכבש, ליצור קשר, יוכל לקבל חלק בתוך הכבש הזה. בזה אנחנו מסיימים את האירוע ואנחנו מודים לכל הנוכחים.
Reenactment, we have a menorah, we have all the things that are in the tabernacle of Moses.
תודה רבה ליוזם ובונה המזבח, פרופסור הלל וייס, דובר הסנהדרין, ועוד כמה תודות, הרב יואל שוורץ, ראש ישיבת דבר ירושלים, אף בית דין בסנהדרין וראש בית דין לבני נוח, הרב ישראל אריאל, יושב ראש מכון המקדש, הרב שמשון אלבוי, יו"ר מטה ארגוני המקדש, הרב דוב שטיין, מזכיר הסנהדרין,
Hallelujah.
Daniel 9:27, and he, the Antichrist, shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, which is 7 years. And in the middle of the week, 3.5 years, he shall cause the sacrifice and oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations, he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined, shall be poured upon the desolate. So what the Bible is telling us here is that the Antichrist will come on the scene and he will make a 7-year peace deal with the Middle East between the Palestinians and the children of Israel. 3.5 years into that peace deal, he will break the peace deal and he will bring about destruction and control, because those are really his true intentions. Now, 2 things will be made known when this peace deal in the Middle East is signed. 1, it will reveal to us who the Antichrist is, because the Antichrist will be the one who signs this peace deal. And number 2, it'll also let us know that the 7-year tribulation has just begun. Now, 3.5 years into the peace deal is when the Antichrist will go into the coming third temple, and he will declare himself as God, and he will demand to be worshipped as God. This is known as the abomination of desolation. He brings a false peace. He breaks the false peace. He brings about the mark of the beast, the one world monetary system. He brings about the one world religion, which is this new age Christianity we've been seeing, and of course the one world government. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3 through 4. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So what we are seeing right now with the temple and the red calf heifer is that we are being set up for the revelation or the revealing of the Antichrist. The Antichrist will be very articulate, very charming, very charismatic, very trusted. He'll be all over the media doing interviews. They'll paint him in a very, very glorious picture. And he'll be welcomed by millions. And he will deceive people into worshiping him, into worshiping his image, and taking his mark, which we know as the mark of the beast. Now, for this new video series that I'm going to be starting, which is End Times Bible Prophecy, I will be getting more in depth in future videos about the mark of the beast. I'll get more in depth about the Antichrist and what he's going to do and what he wants to do. This is kind of just a quick rundown, but I will be doing more in-depth videos for this series. So please make sure to hit that bell and subscribe if you have not been to this channel before and you would like to know more about End Times Bible Prophecy. This is very significant, guys. We are very, very close to the revealing of the Antichrist and the 7-year tribulation being kicked off when this peace deal is signed. So we need to be vigilant and we need to be aware of what the devil has planned, because with what he has planned, millions of people will be deceived into accepting his mark, worshiping his image, and worshiping the Antichrist. I thank you guys for watching. This is The Truth Pages. God bless.